Oh, hello, and yep, it's been a long time no see for me. I think it's been like 10 years now since I've uploaded a video, but you actually find me on the cusp of a pretty awesome, hopefully awesome, fishing adventure, and I thought there's no way I can't share this with you guys, despite it being about 10 years since I've uploaded anything. But in the meantime, I've been pretty busy. I've been pretty much just throwing myself into university / my career, finished my PhD, and then I've spent the last 18 months on an island off of South Georgia in the sub-Antarctic region, studying penguins, giant petrels and albatross and all kinds of cool stuff. So I finished my 18 months of isolation, and now I'm journeying back home via a few islands on the way. And the first of those being the Falkland Islands, which is where I am right now, doing a bit of fishing. You can see my rod behind me, somewhere there. And I must say, there isn't a huge diversity of fish to catch here in the Falklands. There's trout, which were introduced years ago, so there's some quite nice sea trout and stuff, I've been told here. But then there's also a fish called, well, the locals refer to it. Well, I've got a bite. Yeah. I'm in. So the other fish is a mullet, and that's what I've caught now. So I'm going to reel this, because I'm walking backwards at the moment, and then I'll update you once I've caught it. There we go, there's a mullet. Awesome looking fish. Like I said, proper long, lean fighting machines. In fact, I'm not really sure if I did say that, but they are. Awesome fish, massive head and tiny little mouth. There are some little teeth in there and some more substantial pharyngeal teeth, but really cool fish. Let's put them back. Now they seem to do really well in this really shallow water. They seem to come in with the tide and then feed. They've got these massive pectoral fins. Really cool. But we'll let this one go. There it is. Awesome. Let's catch another one. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so we're fishing for these fish called a mullet, which I've just caught, which are really awesome fish. They fight like hell. The water, well, the tide's going out now, so the water's a bit shallow, so not really getting a chance to get going. But my God, do they fight. But yeah, I've got a cheap rod that I bought from the chandlery for like 20 quid and a cheap reel, cobbled it all together, and that's it. So yes, I'm going to, after here, we're going to Ascension Island for 5 days. We're going to do, I think said, doing some bird work, but also some fishing. So all of the gear that I actually bought and then had shipped down to the Falklands so I could pick it up here and then take it up north was all set up for that sort of fishing. So I've got really heavy spinning rods and reels and stuff, just in case I hook a tuna or something mental, which is the sort of stuff you can catch on the rocks there. I must admit, the idea of catching a massive tuna from the shore is terrifying. So I think I'd rather just catch some of the smaller pelagic fish that are there, but we'll see. Anyway, so we've got 5 days there. It's going to be a bit intense and a bit quick, but I'm definitely going to try and do some filming for you while I'm there. It'll be like this, just on my phone. I haven't got all my camera kit with me. In fact, God knows all that stuff. I haven't used it in years. And then once we're finished in Ascension, we're going to go to St Helena for 2 weeks, which is another island out in the middle of the Atlantic. And we're going to go there for a bit, and God knows what the fishing's like there. I know there's quite a few tuna, so I'm just watching the float while not looking at the camera. There's quite a few tuna to be caught there off the shore, so we're definitely going to go out in a boat and have a go for them. But God knows what it's like shore fishing. It's deep water close in. I'd imagine there's a few cool fish to be caught on lures, so we'll have them go there. But bought this little cheap rod, that's going to come with us. Liz, my partner, Liz, my partner, has never been fishing before, so I've been teaching her to fish with this gear, and we'll be using that when we're away. So hopefully she'll be learning how to fish and catching some cool fish. She's already caught a few mullet, which is a pretty cool fish to start catching, really. They don't really seem to get colossal in size. I think they definitely get into double figures. I haven't had any that big. I've had them up to about 5 pounds. So actually on this light gear, that really pulls hard. I've seen them referred to as the bonefish of Patagonia or South America, which is about where we are here in the Falklands. And I can kind of see it. They fight like hell. They seem to like feeding in this shallow water like bonefish would, and they're pretty cool. So I'm definitely not tired of catching them yet. But hopefully I can show you a couple more fish. It's quite hard to get any action on film because, well, I'm just holding a phone camera, as you saw when I just had that last fish. All hell broke loose. I couldn't do anything. But we'll give it a go. I'll see if I can film any footage of some fish fighting. I was out with Liz the other day, and I think we've got a bit of footage there, so I might splice that in after this. But anyway, start of the adventure. hopefully it can only get better. Not that it's bad already, but anyway, see you in a bit. So I'll show you the setup. It couldn't get any more simple. Rubber band as a stop knot, massive bead, massive old pike float, one of these ball leads, another massive bead, massive swivel, £10 mono, and this is a bit weird what I've done here, but bear with me. I've actually used a jig head as a hook rather than a hook. Now there's for two reasons there. One's because I don't have any hooks. This is a bit Heath Robinson. But actually the main reason, other than not having any hooks, which is probably the main reason, is that they seem to really love red things, and so that red head seems to have made a difference, because earlier I had a black one and I couldn't catch anything. Put the red one on, caught quite a few now. So yeah, that's the setup, and then a big lump of mutton as bait. Bit odd, but it definitely works. That's it, bring them up the bank. Nice, well done. What do you reckon, Liz?
He's lovely.
Shall we put him back? Now, I'm really enjoying this fishing. It's like being a kid again. I've got my rod shoved in the ground, backpack, and a box of, well, mutton, which is not a bait I'd usually use as a kid, but you know, like a little handful of bait with me. Watching a massively oversized float, which you can't see from here. My accommodation is actually way over there. I'll focus. Way over there. Staying at a place called Johnson's Harbour, which is really nice. Nice little self-catering cottage. We had a couple of different cottages at different parts of the East Island of the Falklands whilst we've been here, and it's been lovely. It's been a nice sort of gentle, well, the whole half the reason for doing this trip was like a gentle reintroduction to society, because I've been stuck on an island with no more than like 13 people for the past 18 months, and we did 2 summers and a winter there. So in winter there's only 4 of us, so it's quite an interesting experience, and obviously the wildlife was incredible, and I guess it's quite a good life experience as well. But yeah, I'm really enjoying getting back to basics of this sort of fishing. Not a lot of gear, literally just a backpack, which is a cheap collapsible backpack, like a packaway one that I bought online, and a rod, and that's it. Like no fuss, no faff, and I've caught quite a lot of fish this morning. I'm up to like 10 mullet now, which I have no idea what's good here. I have no idea if that is good, but it's really good sport. They fight like hell. I had them up to about £5 this morning, which is about the biggest I've had whilst here. I've had quite a few in the sort of £1 to £3 bracket. And actually, one of the things that I've noticed with my jig head method is that all of the fish I've caught have all been lip hooked. Now, we did have a couple of normal hooks that I used earlier on whilst trying to catch these fish at the other spot that we were fishing, and a couple of them were deep hooked, annoyingly. Now that wasn't so much of a problem, because actually I wanted to take a couple home to eat, so quite handily they're the ones that we knocked on the head and ate. But yeah, with this jig head, I guess it's quite heavy, so when they try to suck it in, they don't get it all the way into the back of their throat, so it's quite useful. And actually it's quite a good way of catching them, so if I was ever end up in the Falklands again, it's probably what I'd do, out of choice, just out of necessity. But yeah, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes and then head back. Have that one fish whilst we were talking earlier, and I've had a couple more, but I just haven't filmed them because there haven't been anything different or spectacular. I'd love to catch one of the big double figure fish that are here, but you know, hopefully I'll return one day and again have a go for them then. But if not, that'll be me signing out until Ascension. Just here popping with my travel rod, and this absolute beast took it. Anyway, nice amber jack for Liz. Gonna let her go now.